Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the 2016 Sprint Unlimited here at Daytona. The kickoff of the 2016 NASCAR season will begin right here tonight, as 24 drivers will be going head-to-head in an 18-lap shootout here around one of the more famous tracks in all of NASCAR. 24 drivers will be racing, and they all have a certain reason of being in this race. 15 of the drivers in this race are here because they made the chase in 2015. The only guy not in the field who made the chase 1 year ago, Jeff Gordon, because he's now retired. 2 drivers are in the field by winning a pole in 2015, and then 6 drivers are in the field by being the top 6 highest drivers in points that did not make the chase or win a pole in 2015. And then the 24th and final driver to make the race was decided on a sprint fan vote, which really came down to 3 drivers, but only one guy won. Only one guy came out on top. You'll see all the drivers who are in on the starting grid, which what you will see in a few moments. Tomorrow, the NASCAR Spring Up Series will be right back here at Daytona 500 pole qualifying. We will see which 2 drivers will start on the pole for the 2016 Daytona 500, and we'll find out which 38 drivers will automatically qualify for the 500. And then we will see which drivers will have to qualify in on the Can-Am Duels at Daytona on Thursday. So, a lot of racing for Speed Weeks, and we are kicking off here tonight with the Sprint Unlimited. Now we're going to take you down trackside and get you the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines.
And now the drivers will head onto the track being led by the pace car. Now let's check out your Sunoco starting grid. Road number 1, we have the 2011 winner of this race, Kurt Busch, in the 41 Monster Energy Chevrolet, alongside the number 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Road 2, you have the number 2, Brad Keselowski's been close to winning this race a couple of times, and 3-time Sprint Unlimited winner Kevin Harvick on the outside. Row 3, 2010 500 champion Jamie McMurray, starting next to the number 43 Petty Blue Ford of Eric Almirola. Row 4, 2014 winner Denny Hamlin in the number 11, and last year's 500 champion Joey Logano. Row 5, Austin Dillon had a big crash here in the July race 1 year ago, alongside Clint Boyer, who makes his debut with Furniture Road Racing. Row number 6, you have your defending winner of the race, Matt Kenseth in the number 20, alongside the number 78 of Martin Truex Jr. This team switched to Toyota over the off-season. Row number 7, the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, sharing the row with his veteran teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the number 88. Row 8, you have the number 5 of Casey Kane, another Hendrick car, sharing the row with the number 24 Chase Elliott, the Rookie of the Year contender replacing the now retired Jeff Gordon. Row number 9, the 47 of AJ Allmendinger, sharing the row with Casey Mears in the 13. And then on row 10, we have the 42 Eno Chevrolet of Kyle Larson, alongside Carl Edwards. Row number 11, the number 27 of Paul Menard and teammate Ryan Newman in that 31. And on the final row, the 18 of Kyle Busch, defending champion, Sprint Cup champion, starting next to the number 16 of Greg Biffle. Pace car will hit pit lane. Coming down to the green flag, Kurt Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., your front row. The fans are on their feet, coming down to the line. The 2016 NASCAR season begins right here with the Sprint Unlimited at Daytona. A great jump on the 41 and the 17 door-to-door as they come down into turn number 1, but until Brad Keselowski decides to make a 3-1 and Truex getting put in the wall by Chase Elliott. It is, the caution's out already, and it involves the 24 of Chase Elliott. It looks like he just turned the 70 and 78 of Truex, and we had the 1 of McMurray spinning in the grass. Looks like he got turned by the 11 of Denny Hamlin. They're all running over each other up here. Brad Keselowski on the inside of Kurt Busch, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Casey Kane on the back bumper of Jimmy Johnson. Right about to get wrecked by Dillon. And here they come off turn 4. Who will it be racing back to the line with the lead? It'll be Kurt Busch of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Eric Almirola. The caution is out, though, for the first time this season, right here on lap number 1. And when right on the get-go, Chase Elliott just turned the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. up in the outside wall, and he would not let go. I have no idea what the 24 was doing. But not a great start to his Spring Up Series career, full-time career in that 24 car. Let's go back and see if we can get a replay of what happened on the initial start. Well, it looks like it's actually the 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. who's going to end up turning the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. up in the outside wall before they even get down into turn 1. But it is a 24 of Chase Elliott pushing Jr. into Truex. And then back here, Elliott comes down into Ryan Newman. Carl Edwards collected the 18 of Kyle Busch, Casey Mears, and Greg Biffle. All the drivers who started outside the top 15 got a little piece of contact. And Joe Gibbs Racing, who won this race the last 2 years with Matt Kenseth and Denny Hamlin, already had some problems with their other 2 drivers, Kyle Busch and Carl Edwards. As we have another look at it, and this went on for a while, because right here is going to be the contact, and it goes all the way down to the inner of turn number 1, and then the Elliott comes down into Ryan Newman and just turns the 24 around. Casey Mears contact and a 13. Unfortunately, nobody got severe damage, but although we did have a spin here on the back straightaway, Jamie McMurray is going to get wrecked by the number 11 of Denny Hamlin. 4 wide, McMurray looks like he tried to give that 43 of Almirola a little bit of room, but had that 11 on the inside, and but a great job by McMurray for keeping it off the inside wall. He done a great job at doing that, and he drives away, and he'll be restarting in 20th place, as Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, and Casey Mears have been on and off pit road, but all of them will be able to continue on the lead lap. And the race right now is being led by the 41 of Kurt Busch, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Almirola, Kevin Harvick, and Clint Bowyer. Taking back to the restart right after the break. This upcoming week will be an action-packed week right here at Daytona. Tonight, the Sprint Unlimited. Tomorrow, Daytona 500 pole qualifying to set the grid for the Daytona 500 for 2016. On Thursday will be the Can-Am Duels, which we will set the full field for the Daytona 500. And then Friday night, NASCAR Kevin Road Truck Series racing from Daytona. Saturday, NASCAR Xfinity Series racing right here from Daytona. And then on Sunday, like we all know, the Daytona 500. Kurt Busch is being shown as your race leader. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. right now being shown second. Eric Almirola, Kevin Harvick, and Clint Bowyer. Brad Keselowski, teammate Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, Matt Kenseth, and Jimmy Johnson. Kyle Larson, Casey Kane, AJ Allmendinger, Paul Menard, and Denny Hamlin. Ryan Newman, Dale Jr., Martin Truex Jr., Greg Biffle, and Jamie McMurray are top 20. Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, and Casey Mears was on pit road during the caution break, where they are still on track, all on the lead lap, and all still have a shot to win, but it just has to really depend on how much damage they have. And Chase Elliott doesn't even have a hood on that Napa Chevrolet, so he's going to probably have to salvage the best finish he can. But luckily, this is not a points-paying race, and this is won't really affect Elliott. But we all know how he wanted to have a good race after he was voted into this race by the fans. As we're going back green light with Kurt Busch, Stenhouse, and Almirola, your top 3. Kevin Harvick, and the former winner of this race, he knows how to get it done. Brad Keselowski now moves to the inside of Clint Bowyer. Austin Dillon on the inside of Joey Logano, and Almirola on the outside of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., but Harvick will help the 17, but no, he'll ditch him. Harvick to the inside, and he'll get behind his Stewart-Haas teammate Kurt Busch in the 41. The only 2 Stewart-Haas Racing Chevrolets in the field, Kurt Busch and Kevin Harvick, and they are trying to lead the field, but Stenhouse got a great push by Eric Almirola down into turn 3. Eric's about to wreck Stenhouse if he don't get off his bumper. And now that left the inside line open, and here comes Brad Keselowski. Help from Austin Dillon in the 3. Busch continues to lead with a 3-wide battle for second place. Brad Keselowski's been close to winning the Daytona 500, and the Xfinity races here at Daytona, the shootouts, the dual races, and there they go again, but more contact. Austin Dillon, Almirola up in the outside wall, Clint Boyer, and they keep on trying to wreck each other, but we stay green. And Dale Jr. and McMurray all have to go below the yellow line just to get around Matt Kenseth and not running them. But now Mears has to break Jack, so does Carl Edwards. But look at Kevin Harvick and Eric Almirola, two drivers up inside the top 5, and their shot at a win could have just went away should we not see a caution flag in this race. What that did do is that separated the field, and now Kurt Busch and Brad Keselowski first and second, the 41 and the 2. Then you got the two's teammate Joey Logano, Casey Kane, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Larson, Paul Menard, and Denny Hamlin. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ricky Stenhouse Jr., AJ Allmendinger, Jamie McMurray, Matt Kenseth, and Martin Truex, Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer, Austin Dillon. But it looks like the only guy who's really in trouble right now is that 24 Chase Elliott. And now at the front of the field, they've all gotten caught up now. They're now in a pack, and they could be going battling for the win with just 8 cars on the lead pack. And Brad Keselowski and now Joey Logano, Team Penske at the front of the field versus 2 Hendrick cars. And then you got a Chip Ganassi car of Kyle Larson, a RCR car of Paul Menard, a Stewart-Haas car of Kurt Busch, and a Joe Gibbs Toyota of Denny Hamlin. But now Kyle Larson on the inside with Paul Menard on his back bumper. Logano now moves to the middle, leaves his teammate behind the 5 of Casey Kane. They're 3 wide for the lead, entering turn number 1, and even with the 8 cars, they're still trying to wreck each other. Hamlin nearly takes out the 27 of Paul Menard. And they stay 3 wide. Kyle Larson in the middle, getting help from the 22 of Logano. Larson will lead that lap, and there they go again. Even more contact, and this time it will bring out a yellow. Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, and Kurt Busch spinning down into turn number 1, and Boyer nearly runs in the back of Logano, but does a great job avoiding the number 22. But now the 2 of Keselowski and the 5 of Casey Kane have damage. Man, these guys are racing aggressively here today. They're racing very hard because there's nothing on the line. I mean, it is all go big or go home, and there's a 22 of Logano sitting on pit road with 8 to go. The caution's out, and Paul Menard and Kyle Larson are side by side, but it looks like Paul Menard is going to win the race back to the line in that 27. And Kyle Larson, Jimmy Johnson, 3rd, Casey Kane and Brad Keselowski and Casey Kane, your top 5. But now what this will do is this will pretty much regroup everything. All the drivers who lost the pack after the Kevin Harvick and Almirola incident. Not really a wreck, but all that mishap that went on. All these guys will be able to catch back up. But now, Keselowski, Kane, Hamlin, Kurt Busch, Logano, all have contact. And Logano, his day could be over after a wreck that took out both of him and his teammate, Brad Keselowski. I'm going to look at what really separated the field. And right here, there's Austin Dillon. That 3 of Austin Dillon looks like he's going to end up getting hit by the 5 of Casey Kane right there. Sends him up into Kevin Harvick, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Almirola, Clint Boyer, Matt Kenseth. Everybody on the outside lane and behind got to slow down except the guys up front. But then you're thinking when there are only 8 cars battling for the lead, it might calm down just a little bit. That's not the case. Quite even more aggressive than normal. And right here, the 41 of Kurt Busch gets in the back of the 2 of Brad Keselowski, sends him down into the 22 of Joey Logano, sends him up into the 5 of Casey Kane, and Kurt also turns the 11 of Denny Hamlin up in the outside wall. Just a lot of stuff going on. Just a short period of time too. I mean, it was not that long ago when Harvick and Almirola nearly crashed. Took out more than half the field. And then there's Logano, got hit from both sides, slides down the apron, and watch this close call with the 77 of Clint Boyer. Oh, look at that. He could probably not put a piece of paper between the 77 and the 22. That is just luck right there. Look at that. That easily could have took out Clint Boyer. And Logano still sits on pit road now, one lap down. So Logano is not going to win the race. Paul Menard, surprisingly, right now is your leader. He's really been able to avoid all the chaos that went down in this race. Kyle Larson, he's never won a Cup race before, and right now he could win the Sprint Unlimited. 48, Jimmy Johnson, Brad Keselowski, and A.J. Allmendinger, your top 5. Matt Kenseth, Jamie McMurray, Martin Truex, Dale Jr., and Clint Boyer, now your top 10. Then you got Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman, Denny Hamlin, and Greg Biffle, Casey Mears, Austin Dillon, Carl Edwards, Kevin Harvick, and Eric Almirola, Chase Elliott, and Kurt Busch. Somebody's at a line, looks like. Yeah. But right now we will have 23 drivers on the lead lap when we go green, whenever that is. Logano has took his car behind the wall, and so has the 5 of Casey Kane. So Casey Kane is done for the day, along with the 22 of Joey Logano. And all the contact from the 22 Logano, the 2 of Keselowski, it was not enough to fix. So Casey Kane has took his car behind the wall. So has the 22 of Joey Logano. At least 22 drivers remaining on track, and they have added another lap. So we'll be going green with about 4 laps remaining. If a caution comes out, we will regroup and we will have a green-white checker if needed. Hopefully we will not need one. But can Paul Menard hang on? Kyle Larson, Jimmy Johnson, Brad Keselowski, and A.J. Allmendinger. A big factor on who will win this race is, does the 2 cars slow down all the guys behind them? Because look at all the damage on the left side of that Miller Lite Ford. You know, you look back here with Chase Elliott, he has a lot of damage. He doesn't even have a hood, and he's lost to Jeff easily on that last restart. And then you got Eric Almirola, has pretty much the same damage on the left side of that 43. Harvick, rear end damage. Edwards has damage from the first incident. It's been really a crazy race so far, and it's probably going to get even crazier. It will have only 4 laps of racing. 22 drivers on track, going for the win. No points are on the line. It's just a kind of a fun opening to the 2016 season. Who will be the guy to take home the trophy? Will it be Paul Menard? He's never won a race at Daytona in any type of series. Will today be the day? The green flag waves once again, but Kyle Larson goes high. But we're going to have to watch the 2 of Keselowski. And already gets passed by the 47 of A.J. Allmendinger. Allmendinger makes a move to the inside, bringing the 1 of McMurray. The 48 of Johnson on the inside of Kyle Larson in that 42. And Kenseth tries to take out the 2 of Keselowski. He's not able to do it, though. And now Johnson on the inside of Paul Menard. Here comes the 47 of A.J. Allmendinger. On the inside of the 42 of Kyle in the middle now. Paul Menard up top. McMurray to help on the outside line. All behind the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. And Brad getting passed left and right back here. Clint Boyer on the outside. Kyle Busch on the inside. Trying to get through as the 2 car falling back. Only 3 laps remaining in the 2016 Sprint Unlimited. Now Casey Mears and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Greg Biffle and Denny Hamlin tries to get through. The number 2 of Brad Keselowski. While up front, Allmendinger trying to get around the 48 of Johnson. A lot of underdogs here at the front of the field. Larson, teammate McMurray, Menard, and Allmendinger. And then you got Matt Kenseth and Martin Truex Jr. trying to catch up. The 2 Toyota teammates. Can they do something to catch all these Chevrolets at the front of the field? Chevrolets, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But Menard keeps on trying to get 2nd away from Allmendinger, but they got to team up and trying to take down that 48 of Johnson, who continues to lead with 2 to go. We stay green, 2. Allmendinger has a nice run up to the bumper of the 48 of Johnson, down in the turn number 1. Menard still working on the inside of the 47, but now Allmendinger to the inside of the 48. And Allmendinger has help from the inside line. Larson too far back to help Johnson. But now look at Matt Kenseth, look at Truex, Boyer all getting in the mix. And here comes Paul Menard, McMurray in the middle. If they get to the white flag, this race will be official. The next flag that comes out will decide the winner of the race. Allmendinger and Paul Menard are side by side. They come off turn 4 into the triangle. The white flag waves. 1 lap to go at Daytona. And here comes that 20 of Matt Kenseth. Can he go? Back-to-back wins in the Sprint Unlimited. He has his new Toyota teammate Martin Truex Jr. on his back bumper. But now Truex about to turn the 20 of Kenseth. Will that be enough to help the 20 maybe get a little bit of a momentum down the back straight away? Does the 20 make a move? Does he have enough time? Look at Allmendinger, that run on the outside line. They're side by side. McMurray pushing AJ. Kenseth too far back to help Allmendinger. They make contact. Menard spins. Menard spins. Who's going to have the lead? Oh, here comes that 48. Johnson. Allmendinger slows down McMurray. Here comes that 48. Jimmy Johnson's going to win the Sprint Unlimited. Jimmy Johnson wins the Sprint Unlimited in a fantastic finish as Allmendinger slows down McMurray. And it is Jimmy Johnson who is able to take advantage of the 47's loss of momentum. And the 48 will be going to victory lane here at Daytona. Jimmy Johnson wins the 2016 Sprint Unlimited. What a great finish as AJ Allmendinger so close to possibly getting his first win on a oval track. And let's go back here. Allmendinger possibly had the win until McMurray decides it's time to go. He tries to make a move to the middle. Right there, Menard slows down Matt Kenseth. And then Allmendinger ends up coming back up the track. Johnson dives to the inside of McMurray. Boyer not enough time to get around the 48. And right here I thought maybe Allmendinger might be okay, but look at the run by the 48 of Johnson and the 77 of Clint Boyer. Johnson wins the race. Allmendinger loses it by that much, but still what an awesome finish to what's really been a kind of a wreckfest race. Hard racing from the drop of the green flag, and look at the finish. Johnson edges Allmendinger by that much. Jamie McMurray third, and Clint Boyer his first race with Furniture Row Racing. And when Paul Menard spun, it actually took out the 13 of Casey Mears in the process, and the 88 of Dale Jr. Possibly more in the 78 of Martin Truex and Bob. There's Truex, Jr., Ryan Newman. Stenhouse had a great miss right there. Look at that one more time. Menard on the inside. McMurray turns Allmendinger down into Menard. Slows down Kenseth's momentum. Newman runs into the 27. Hamlin gets through Bethel and Stenhouse, but what a heartbreak. What a great race he drove, though. All the way from the 21st starting position on the grid. Almost got the win, but it is the 48 of Jimmy Johnson who will take home the checker flag here today, and he is the winner. AJ Allmendinger second, Jamie McMurray third, Clint Boyer and Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Denny Hamlin, and Greg Biffle your top 10. Ryan Newman, Carl Edwards, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, and Eric Almirola your top 15. Brad Keselowski, Dale Jr., Martin Truex, Chase Elliott, and Kurt Busch. Paul Menard, Casey Mears, Casey Cannon, Joey Logano. It's one of the top 24 drivers who made the race. And only one guy comes up on top, but still a lot of great storylines. We got Allmendinger second, McMurray, Boyer, Larson, Paul Menard nearly winning the race. And also storyline that's not really, kind of more of a negative. Chase Elliott, not a great start to his Hendrick career, but you know, like we said, this is only a This is a non-points race, but the Daytona 500, which is the next race, that is going to be a little bit more important. But this is kind of just more of just a fun race, kind of like an all-star race. Just only money on the line, no points. And it's right here at Daytona. Tomorrow the NASCAR Spring Up Series will be back, but with 49 cars. 49 drivers will be attempting to make the Daytona 500. Qualifying for the Daytona 500 will be tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that, or maybe tomorrow. But yeah, that is it. Thanks guys for watching. I'm Rick Burton from MarkJeff531. Check out the website in the description. That is where you will see all the results and other information. So check that out. Until next time, we will see you tomorrow for the Daytona 500 pole qualifying session. Congrats to Jimmy Johnson on winning the 2016 Sprint Unlimited.